This is the story of John, a hard-working owner-manager. He runs his own business, but has recently been going through tough times. Over the last few years, John has had to contend with low growth and has become less audacious and more cautious. You could say that John has become too consumed with the day-to-day operations of his business. This heads-down approach means that John never gets time to stand back and reflect on where his business is heading. John no longer has time to consider how he might generate new turnover, diversify his products or services, or motivate his employees. John knows he would benefit from good quality business support, but he feels very alone and isolated. Who can he turn to for help to develop his management and leadership skills and those skills of his employees? In the old days, John was full of enthusiasm and passion for his business. He had a clear purpose, ambition, and a sense of direction, and the business grew. But now all that's changed. As the business grew, John began to lose sight of what his customers valued and why the business did what it did. He started to feel he was losing his way. John might have sought help from other managers and employees within the organisation, but when it came to talking about the bigger picture and matters of strategy with staff, John always seemed too busy. John could have collaborated or formed partnerships with customers or suppliers to generate new ideas, but he didn't. He could have networked with like-minded, ambitious owner-managers, but he didn't. And he didn't communicate very well with his own staff. John found it difficult to articulate his vision as to where the company was heading. This led to his staff working in the opposite direction and becoming disengaged and demotivated. To make matters worse, John wasn't monitoring or measuring how well or how badly his business was performing. He did look at his output measures, such as turnover, profit and loss, and overheads. But he didn't measure much else. John didn't consider input measures, such as quality of product, customer satisfaction, staff satisfaction, and market research, to name a few. By not measuring performance, John was less able to plan for success. Deep down, he didn't feel in control of his own destiny, and unknowingly, his business was drifting towards even bigger trouble. It was then that John found out about the Big Ten. Researchers from the business school at the University of Kent had looked at businesses across the region and had identified those characteristics that defined better performing businesses. These were businesses that were thriving despite the recession. The Big Ten characteristics consisted of the enthusiast. Then there was the transformer. There was the strategist. The delegator. The innovator. The integrator. The calculator. The systemizer. The engager. And finally, the sponge. Working with the business school, John started to understand what he and his business could do differently to improve its growth outlook. He understood which of the characteristics were priorities for his business, and as a result, things started to improve and profitability started to increase. Through more appropriate performance measures, John knew how the business was performing and could identify areas that require further improvement. He developed partnerships with his suppliers and understood why customers valued the business. Above all, John's passion for the business had returned. He had a clear vision of what he wanted to achieve and articulated this to staff who now felt more involved and valued. And all this helped his business move forward. If you want to find out more about how the Big Ten can help you create a better future for yourself and your business, please get in touch.